What's up everyone, and welcome on back for another video here on my channel. For those who do not know me, hello, my name is Monet. I am 28 years old, and here on this channel I am normally sharing my financial journey. I utilize the cash envelope system and I share how I budget my income, and for the past 5 years I've just been sharing my journey. So if any of that content sounds like something that you are interested in, then definitely hit that subscribe button down below to join the family. But as for today, we are going to begin my moving vlog. So a few of you guys were interested in seeing the process behind the scenes, so that is what I am trying to do here. Just a preference, your girl was diagnosed with an upper respiratory infection during the making of this vlog, so I am extremely sick. I was sick the entire process of this move, so to be honest, the clips aren't the best, but we are just going to try and produce the content. Nevertheless, on this day I did decide to work from home that week because I was feeling so under the weather. But my mom did decide that she was going to come in earlier to help me pack up my apartment because I was falling completely behind schedule because of my sickness. So this is me going to get my mom, and then starting the next day we will begin the process of actually packing up this apartment. So here we are on to the next day and finally getting into this moving process. After I completed my shift at work, my mom and I went to Home Depot and we had to get the boxes and the bubble wrap and everything pertaining to moving because it was officially time to start. After Home Depot, we did make our way to Walmart also just to get some more tape, bubble wrap, all of the necessities that we are going to need to move, because now it is time to get this process started.
Why you acting like you ain't gonna be in it? Because you gonna be in it.
Now we're moving into Friday, and after work I was committed to getting this office space packed up. As we can see, it is in shambles. I was trying to do little bits and pieces as I could, but today I really needed to buckle down and organize it. Unfortunately, my mom wasn't able to help me with this part of the apartment, so I knew that this was something I was going to have to tackle myself, because when it comes to my shop and my office, I just like things a certain way. So this is going to be a montage of me trying to get all of that done. So after a couple of hours, I did make some good progress, even though it really doesn't look like it. I was able to pack up all of like the tiny things related to my shop, clear out all of my carts, clear out all of my cubbies, and clear out that closet. So I was really proud of myself. I did have to keep my computer up and running in the corner because I still was working from home for a couple of days. But as we can see, I started to put boxes back in this closet, and I was using this as basically boxes that were ready to go. And then over here are clips within the living room. Next, that's what I worked on for the rest of the night. And throughout the kitchen, my mom was working on that space, so I didn't record because she didn't want to be recorded, but I made some good progress with the living room, wrapped everything up, so all of the big things were tucked and tied away. And even though the apartment looks a mess, we were making progress, so I was just happy to see at least something being done. Later on, my mom and I did go ahead and wrap some more of the bigger items that I had in my apartment, and shout out to my mama and I because we are not moving experts, but we were getting the job done, so I am so grateful to her. Since I was able to clear out all of my office space, I again started using this as a place where I was dumping any boxes that were done so that then I can begin working on the rest of the apartment. Over the next week, I do apologize to you guys, but I did not record anything. I was just too sick, and my mom and I were locking in to really try and wrap up and finish everything that we could because we needed to have everything packed and squared away for the movers. This is clips of me remembering how to put my bed together, so that is literally all I did. And then we will just go ahead and pick up with the next time I actually recorded. So now we are officially here. It is actual moving day where we are putting things on the truck. Yesterday, my best friend flew in from New Jersey to help me and my mom with our moving travels. And then we also have to go and pick up our moving truck. So originally, I did intend for movers to drive to where I'm going and have them pack up everything. But long story short, it just didn't work out. So it turned into me having to drive my own moving truck, which I was terrified for. As you guys can see, this is a huge Penske truck. It's a 22-foot truck, and I'm not scared of driving large cars, but this is the largest thing I've ever driven in my life, and I wasn't sure I was going to do it, but I had no choice, so we were going to make it work. Here are clips of what the state of the apartment was as of that morning. I know the kitchen is a mess, but we still have a few days that we are living in my apartment, and the main thing that I wanted these movers to help me with today was moving the big stuff onto the truck. So I wanted to move my bed, my couch, my big TV console. That's my best friend right there, so shout out to her. We were also moving any little light boxes that we can down to the truck while the movers were there. This is my bedroom, and I wanted them to grab this dresser, the vanity, all of the heavy things that I just couldn't carry because I live on the 3rd floor, so they were really a big help, and I really appreciated our movers. They were so nice and made the day less stressful. Here is the 2nd bedroom, so once my mom and I were finished with everything, this is where majority of the stuff was, and it looks like a little bit, you guys, but when you're actually moving, you don't realize how much stuff you actually hold. So I'm just amazed and happy that we were able to get it done. In the closet, there are some more boxes, and by the end of the day, you will see a clip of how much we were able to get done. Okay, Bestie, say hi. She purchased an Aura ring today. Let her know down below in the comments if Aura rings are good, because that's her thing now. But anyway, after today, it was crazy. I know I didn't vlog a lot, but all of the items were moved successfully for the movers, so appreciate that. We just have a few little things. This is like our little makeshift family dinner table that we left. But we just have a few things that we have to put back on the truck. And the kitchen is a mess, but these are all light things that we would have no problem packing up and putting away. Today was a success. I am happy. At least all of the big stuff is gone. And then that leaves tomorrow for us to just do a little bit of cleaning and putting the rest. Hi, Mom. Say hi.
Say hi. No, cut me out of it.
I'm leaving that clip in. My mom doesn't want to be seen, but you saw her for a quick second. But this is the blow-up bed that my mom is staying on for right now. These are all of the products that I'm putting in my car. The bathroom is still kind of put together just because we all are still washing up and everything. And then in the 2nd bedroom is this little makeshift bed that me and my best friend
are gonna sleep on for the next 2 days because I didn't want to get another air mattress and I didn't see the point in it. So these are the cushions of my couch. And then I just put some blankets on it and gave us some pillows, and we should be fine, you know? That's what happens when you're moving, you figure it out. But I'm just so happy that this space is cleared, everything is put away. And now the next thing that I only have to worry about is driving the truck. So wish us luck, but we are making progress, and I will check in with you guys later.
The next day, I pulled the truck back around, and my mom, my best friend, and I started moving the small things that was remaining in the apartment onto the truck. And since I lived on the 3rd floor, as I said, there is no elevator. So we did a little assembly line process. So I was on the 3rd floor taking things down to the 2nd, and then on the 2nd, my best friend was grabbing what she had. From the 2nd floor, my best friend brought it down to the 1st floor, and that is where my mom was waiting on the truck, and that's where she put on the items. So I felt like that was less tiring for us, but I really did work my best friend and my mom more than I thought I did, and I just really appreciate their help with me getting out of here. As I told you guys, there were a lot of obstacles that were preventing me to get out. This was the most stressful move I've ever experienced out of all 3 of my moves, so I'm just very thankful for their support. But yeah, we wanted to try and finish this up as quickly as we could because we were going to get on the road the next day, and my mom is driving my car and I am driving the moving truck, so I wanted to make sure we were well rested and ready for the long journey that we were about to take. All right, you guys, so after all of that work, we finally come to the actual day where I am going to move out and leave this state. It was a tiresome night because I was just so nervous about today, but I am happy that it was finally here. Here I am just documenting an empty apartment tour just for you guys to see, but also for record. That is a tip. Always record your empty apartments just in case they try to come back with anything. But it's kind of funny because literally all 3 of my apartments are documented here on my channel, so I had to keep it going, so it's nice to look back and see where I came from. I never showed you guys the full apartment tour, but this is the front hallway. It held a closet for my washer and dryer, a regular closet, and then a closet for like the heater. This is the pantry that was in my kitchen, and then this is the overall look of my kitchen. I did enjoy this apartment. It wasn't bad in terms of management and anything like that. I really did have a nice experience here, and like I said, if I could stay I would, but it is just time for me to leave. If you back up a little bit, this is where you would see the living room / dining room area, and then over to the side is the balcony, and then the other door leads to the main bedroom. So this is where my bedroom was. It was pretty spacious. It held more than I thought it would, so that was nice, but I really did love this closet, you guys. It was so nice and big, and I was able to organize it to the best that I personally found, so I will miss that. And then it also had its own bathroom, and then the bathroom had a pantry in there as well. And then coming out of my bedroom, you once again just walk through the living room, and on the other side is the 2nd bedroom, and this is what I used for my office / workspace. So again, a good decent size. I was able to fit everything that I needed. The 2nd bedroom also had a closet, as you guys saw, and then there was another bathroom that was attached to this bedroom, but it acted as like the main bathroom if guests came over and everything. But overall, that is the complete apartment, and again, I'm sad to have to leave. I did have a good time, but we must move on to a next chapter. But after I did my final walkthrough with my leasing agent, we looked at the truck one more time, put on the last bit of items that we needed. This is a glimpse of what the back of the truck looked like. I went ahead, threw the lock on. You can see my mom over there getting ready in my car, and we are about to pull out. And at the beginning of the drive, you guys, I was crashing out, honestly, because I was so nervous driving this truck. But shout out to my best friend for keeping me calm, cool, and collected. I would not have made this journey without her. But now begins the next challenging part of this move, which is the drive. And if you made it this far to the video, don't cheat, but I want you to guess down below what state you think I am driving to. We did that last time and I thought it was fun, but of course by the end of this video you will see. So the GPS said that we were supposed to arrive there at like 8 hours and 30 minutes, but because I was so nervous, I was driving slow and we did experience some rain, so it took us a little bit longer, and by the end I believe it was about 9 or 10 hours we were driving just for that day. So for right now, please enjoy this little driving montage of some clips that I was able to get during the drive for day 1. These clips were provided by my best friend. She wanted her camera woman credit, so this is me giving that to her, and I will pick back up after we get closer to our destination. So as you guys saw, it was a very long journey for day 1. We did have to break up this drive across 2 days. So we left from Ohio, we drove through West Virginia, then regular Virginia, then we went through North Carolina, and then we arrived in South Carolina. But once we arrived in South Carolina, guys, we were all so exhausted. I couldn't record anything. All I wanted to do was sleep. So I'm just thankful that we got that hotel, and we will pick it up tomorrow. The next day we woke up in South Carolina, and this was going to be our rest day. We needed a full day to recharge before we got back on the road again. So this is us in the morning stopping at IHOP and having breakfast, and of course I forgot to get the clips of when we originally got the food, but this is the aftermath. I treated my mom and my best friend, and then this is my best friend showing off her Oura ring yet again because that's all she was talking about. And then this is like the overview of the hotel that we stayed in. Obviously it's not clean because we stayed in there for the night, but the purpose of this day was just to recharge. We did get a game that we didn't even actually end up playing, but like I said, we just rested and prepared to get on the road again the next day. So now we move into the final day of the last drive for this move, and we woke up bright and early to leave this hotel. I believe it was like 6 in the morning is when we wanted to pull out, and then we did stop and get breakfast so that by the time we began to hit the road, the sun would actually be up. But we wanted to start as early as we could so that we can get to our destination as fast as possible. The time was about 8 hours. It said it was going to get us there, and I believe we did like 8 hours and 30 minutes. Honestly, by this point I was an expert at whipping this truck. Like, I was comfortable with driving it, so I wasn't even nervous about it. So we were speeding down the highway. Well, I shouldn't say speeding, but my mama says I was driving too fast, but I just wanted to get there. So I will continue the clips with the little montages of states that we drove through, and then by the end of this we will see exactly where I ended up for my destination. Alright, you guys, we are coming up on the state line, and if you haven't guessed based off of the states that we have already passed, my new destination is sunny Florida. So yes, it's a little fuzzy with the view because the truck was shaking, but that is the clip to show that I am now staying in Florida. And once we got here, guys, we were so tired. We just rested. We took a few things off of the truck, but for the most part, we just slept as soon as we got here. So that is going to be all for that day. The next day I actually had to go ahead and drive to the airport because my best friend had to go back home so that she can go back to work. She literally just took some time so that she can help me do the drive, and I really appreciated that. So this is me dropping her off, but it was sad to see her go. For the rest of the day, this was another day where my mom and I just recharged because the next day is when we were going to take the stuff off of the truck and put things into the storage unit. So this was just another well-deserved rest day until we get back into the moving tomorrow. Alright you guys, and these next clips are just going to be a compilation of the next 3 days because your girl was tired, honestly. But on this day, I was finally able to get to my storage unit and I opened it up. And I was nervous at first, you guys, because this is a 10 by 10 and I did a 10 by 10 the last time I moved. But I was nervous everything wasn't going to fit, but we made it work. I did hire some movers again to help me take things off of the truck and put into this storage unit. So my mom and I weren't doing all of this work, but throughout the days we did come back for the next 2 days and just throw on a little bit of things into the storage unit, and we had to come and reorganize it because our movers, they weren't the best at packing it up, but me and my mom made it work. So thank you so much to her. And then this is the final result on the last day where I was able to finally close it up and call it a day, and your girl was just thankful that this was all over. So I just had to do a little happy dance and I'm just excited. The next day I did drop off this moving truck, which I was excited and happy to be done with. I still can't believe I did it, but will I do this again? No. Here are just clips of my final little working space that I have currently within my cousin's home. I will not be showing my cousin's entire house, but this is the room that she has allowed me to stay in, and it works. It's only temporary, and I'm just thankful that she is giving me this space to do this. I have my bed, I have my shop, I have everything that I need, and of course your girl has to try and be as organized as she can. So these are just clips of an overview of what I have currently. It's not perfect, I'm probably going to change things, but as of right now this is good enough. But that is going to be it for this video, you guys. I want to thank you so much for staying with me and being a part of this journey, and we are just going through this together. So who knows what will hold next for me, but I'm just happy that I can at least do this for now. But if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave your comments down below and give the video a thumbs up. And with all of that, I will see you all next time within my next video. Bye guys.